Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with investingnews.com. I'm speaking with John Anderson, CEO and Chairman of the Board for Triumph Bolt. Hi, John.
Hi, Marilyn. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. Provide an update on the company over the last year. Any significant milestones?
There have not been a lot of milestones until now. What we did is 3 years ago, when we recognized that there was a bear market and companies weren't getting value for their projects at our stage, where we have a former PEA, we have a resource, had a lot of exploration, but the property is located in the Yukon, and it's a very compelling, large-scale, district-sized project with great infrastructure. But when the junior market, equity market fell apart in our sector, there was real no interest in it. And so I made the decision with our board to sit, and we know assets don't get up and walk away as markets come and go. So we acted as investors. We didn't want to go out and drill and dilute our shareholder base. And so essentially what we did is just cost-effective exploration. We looked at new areas of the property. We acquired another property in British Columbia, and we've done some more work on that one, but very, very minimal burn rate. And that's all changing right now, actually, because I think we're going into the biggest bull cycle going, and we've kept our share structure very well controlled, and shareholders have really actually appreciated that.
Right. So maybe let's talk about that. So now, what are your hands moving forward? And maybe just give us an overview of your assets and why they're compelling.
Okay, so the Free Gold Mountain project in Yukon, it was put together by a prospector in 2003 after the Yukon government got control of its natural resources. And the real interesting thing that this project had was great infrastructure. When you go to a remote area in northern Canada or many other places, infrastructure is your biggest issue. And we have a road that goes right through our property, comes to our property, through our property. And in that meantime, the company's done 150,000 meters of drilling, just tons of work on it. It's got 3 deposits with reserves on it, and a lot of exploration outside of that. So we know we have something very significant. We've got 2 million ounces of gold equivalent on 3 different projects, and there's a lot of upside to it. Now we're going to go back and start working on the project.
Right. You mentioned you also acquired another property in BC?
Yeah, we acquired a property in British Columbia, not in the Golden Triangle where all the excitement is, but it's just outside where Red Chris is. It's pretty close to Red Chris. We've done some soil samples and done some work on it, and confident that we're going to go and find something there. So we're going to go work that this year for the first time in 3 years.
So maybe talk about what's your long-term vision, like the strategy for unlocking value for your properties?
Well, we know we've got very large, low-grade bulk tonnage gold deposit. We've also got a copper gold on the edge of a copper gold porphyry system where we drilled a hole that was 800 meters that was 1.5% copper, gold bias. So we're going to follow up on that, but we're looking at higher grade areas of the property, and especially with the critical minerals and silver, for example. We're really bullish on silver. There's a polymetallic vein that was actually drilled off and actually developed in the 1970s, never followed up with. So we're going to go do work on that. But again, we have a incredible property along the Big Creek Fault, which is the controlling structure for everything that basically comes from Alaska down into British Columbia. And we straddle that. And we own all the land that goes right up to where Western Copper has their 4 billion ton copper system. So we're very excited about it. We just closed the financing for just under $2 million, and we're going to get active again.
So with, talking about gold and copper, so gold is, experiencing very good performance in the last year, and copper is, all indications are that demand are going to continue to increase. How are you positioning your company to leverage this dynamic?
Well, given our market cap, I think we're the most leveraged little junior that actually has resources. We've got, as far as gold goes, we've got a gold oxide project that we could drill off very inexpensively, and I think now's the time to do that. The copper gold porphyry system, as Mr. Lassonde says, if you got a copper gold porphyry, that's nirvana. where you can build up ounces pretty quickly. But I'm not going to go and drill deep, expensive holes given our market cap and financial situation. Again, we got $2 million in the bank. We are going to go and do some work, but one thing I will never do is dilute more than 20% of my equity at any given time. So I think we're going to get rewarded in the market fairly soon. And we're also looking at other acquisitions in the space. That as much as our market cap has come down, opportunities also come up with the situation in the market. So we're looking at something that I think will be quite compelling.
So we're here at TDAC. You're talking to a lot of the investors. What's your key message to them?
Now's the time. Put the saddle on. Giddy up, because this bull market is coming. I mean, you look at the majors. If you look at the GDX and the Huey, half of that index is Barrick and Newmont. Great companies, but they've so underperformed. But all the other companies are at their all-time highs. And so I think once the gold index breaks through, say the Mag 7, it's the only index that it has not broken through, I think you'll see a lot of investor interest into it. And you don't have to look more different than the most profitable industry right now in the S&P is the gold industry. The free cash flow, the profits are phenomenal. And that will start, I think people will wake up to it.
It's good. We'll leave it at that. Thanks again, John.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Okay.
And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another edition of CEO Coffee.